All right.
Excellent. Welcome to another Super Desperation Radio, episode 16, 2014.
That was a struggle.
That was totally by design.
Not a match. Struggle.
That was by design. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not a game. Talking about practice.
The dramatic pause totally sold it. All 5 times.
I feel like if we had more practice...
Should we just run wind
better
sprints on
the
off season? We should just run one wind sprints, right? Just like, you know.
We need some scrimmages maybe with other podcasts. Just run a few friendlies.
You know, nothing super heavy, just like, you know, casuals.
Yeah.
The points don't count.
There you go. Maybe
points
every 4
always
years
count.
we'll have a good show.
Look, we had one good show. It was a show that featured Hans. Pre-Capcom Hans. That was the best show ever.
You love that episode, I swear.
Yeah, I was definitely not around for that episode.
No, you weren't. But it was a great episode.
Gibby to this day loves that episode because it was,
It was just
probably...
me and Hans being ourselves.
Yeah.
Is that when you guys were still on eLive, or was that right
No,
after?
that was here on Twitch.
We were on Twitch, but we were on the Coughcast account, and all of a sudden, I don't know how, I forgot how they got in, but Seg and Hans got into the call.
I got them in. That's how they got in.
Okay, so you are the leak. Gibby leaked the Skype chat to Hans and Seg, and they came in here randomly in the middle of one of my sentences, and it was magical.
I think that's a good way to put it.
I'd like to say it was more than magical. But hey, I mean, we're never going to top that show. We've never even come close.
Maybe it was more than a feeling.
We replaced Seglia and Hans with Sanchez and Super FX. I mean, we obviously downgraded. So there's no way we're going to top.
Well, you got to take into account, like, Seg will only say things when he really feels that they are, you know, I guess.
That one episode was extremely vital and crucial at the time. We talked about the hot issues going on at the time. Like, seriously, this isn't a joke. We actually discussed some garbage going on around that time.
We still do that?
We do, but in a much more tame fashion.
What are you talking about? All we discuss is garbage.
Yeah, this is true. Sometimes it's hot garbage.
We try not to go in too hard, though.
We want to help. We don't want to destroy.
Yeah.
We don't want to just light more fires. I think it's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
But speaking of fires, E3 was last week, and there was a lot of them all over the place.
Damn.
People excited, people disappointed. Gibby was there. That was probably where most of the disappointment came from.
Yeah, all the disappointment came from me going to the Square Enix booth and them telling me, we don't know what Dragon Quest VII is. And I was like, oh, well, walked away.
Is that actually verbatim?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I went there, I asked their international media guy and their 2 American media people. All of them, the American media people were older. They looked like they were in their late 40s, mid-50s, around there somewhere. Mm-hmm. And the international guy was like mid-30s. All of them said, oh, Dragon Quest VII, what's that?
Were any of them Japanese?
No.
That might be why.
Of course not. So, yeah, E3 overall was a good show. I didn't play much because I was kind of busy with other things. But I got to see a lot. I watched Sanchez's favorite game, Killer Instinct.
Ooh.
Keats, who works on the game now, he was beating the living crap out of people with TJ Combo.
Yeah.
And they look different. Like, they look better than watching normal Killer Instinct. I gotta say that much. But it was all combo merit matches.
Oh, really? They weren't showing him interact with other characters?
No, it was just combo versus combo. Like, the whole point was you were supposed to play him to get a T-shirt.
Oh,
win or lose, you get a shirt, and Keith just humiliated everyone.
Well, yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, it was hilarious because I saw some people like, "Man, he's Keith. I'm gonna body his fool. We think he good. He used to be on Wake Up as our cat. We'll beat his ass." And like Keith just beats the living shit out of him. It was hilarious.
I can imagine I can always imagine, like, people go up to, like, you know, FGC personalities and think they fucking suck, you know? And then it's like getting your ass beat by the baseball commentator in a game of baseball. You know? He spends all his time up in the booth, and then, like, he's like, come on down to the field if you're really that good. And he's like, you know, 5 for 5 all day.
Damn.
Hell Pockets is our John Madden.
Oh, man, John Madden can still run. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah. I mean, he's got that tough Accrington acted. That helps.
Exactly.
Boom.
It's
So-
not just for foot fungus.
Yeah. I guess Jubele was doing the same thing. When Keats and Jubele were swapping off, but I didn't get to watch Jubele play. I did see him at the show. I was at the Capcom booth a good chunk of the time, watching people play Street Fighter 4 and watching I think they had like 10 different tournaments for Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Like they were all 8-man tournaments, so they weren't big, but there were prizes for each tournament, and people were happy. And it was a pretty good show overall for Street Fighter.
And these are open tournaments?
Yeah, they were all open. The only one that wasn't an open tournament was the 8-man Invitational,
Okay.
which I believe was won by Infiltration. I didn't get to watch that. In terms of fighting games, yeah, I played a bit of Ultra, and I played a lot of Xrd.
So what do you think about Xrd getting to play it?
Very slow.
Was that just the first thing you thought when you picked it up?
The moment I grabbed it, it reminded me of KOF 13. Like compared to old KOFs, it has the KOF feel, but everything feels so toned down. So like Slayer's normals felt so weak. His jumping heavy slash, like usually if I jump in on someone and do it, I get a trade or I hit them, one or the other. I never lose.
Yeah.
And I didn't get one single trade.
Oh, poor baby.
I was getting hit out of every single attempt. I'm like, why am I getting hit out of this? The hell? And then Bat Stomp. Bat Stomp.
Yeah, I heard Bad Stomp is really bad now.
So Bat Stomp used to cover, I want to say, a quarter of the screen, maybe. That sound about right, Paul?
I think that's almost accurate.
Okay. Now it doesn't. It covers like I want to say about a tenth of the screen.
When you put the numbers on it, it's just like I don't feel bad for you at all, man.
No. There's the thing. I get that a lot of these things needed to be toned down, but it just feels very awkward. And so the Bat Stomp animation in the old gear was huge. You see where it hits. This one's kind of the same, but the animation, the bats that come up from the ground, they don't spread out as far, and the hitbox obviously doesn't cover the entire bat, all the bats.
Oh, really? So it's harder to gauge?
Yeah. Well, it's harder and easier at the same time. It's harder because you forget how short the range is to it.
Yeah.
And it's easier because it's actually so much easier to see. The one thing about this game is gorgeous in person.
Yeah.
I playing in person, watching in person. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Nothing looks better than this right now. Everyone says KOF is the best looking fighting game right now for 2D style fighting game. No, it's Guilty Gear. Hands down, it's Gear. Even though it's not full 2D, whatever. This shit looks amazing.
And you were playing it on PS4?
Yes.
Okay.
PS4 on a pad, which was awkward at first, but I was able to adjust a bit. And I played a bunch of people who claimed to have been playing Gear since early 2000s, late 90s, which I laughed at. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure these guys are lying. And then they said they're good, and they all picked me, and they all got destroyed by me. And I am ass garbage at Gear.
I can account for this.
See?
So, other than it feeling slow, how do you feel about the game, having gotten to play a bunch of it?
Well, once again, it just reminds me. It reminds me of KOF 12 more so than 13. So everything just feels like a lot of the characters, watching them and playing them, they just feel kind of dumbed down a bit. Some characters are obviously good still, while others just feel like they lost so many tools. I played Potemkin for a bit.
Oh man.
And I'm not good with Potemkin. Slayer is pretty much the only character I play, but I was trying out Potemkin stuff just so I could tell Walkman how it was, and I can't report anything back to him because I just hated life. There's no other way I can put it. He was just bad. And I talked to Mike Z about it afterwards, and he just shook his head. He's like, man, Potemkin's garbage. This character's bad. There's nothing. There's no redeeming qualities to Potemkin in this game.
Wow.
And, yeah.
I was going to ask, you don't think this is the finished version, do you? They're not going to do any changes to it?
I'm 100% sure there's going to be some changes to it, because from what they told us when we were playing it, the current port we were playing was a direct console, or a direct port of the arcade version. So
Okay.
nothing was changed. But they said they can change it anytime they want, and they're one of the guys slipped that there is a new build that they have in house.
Ooh, SDR exclusive.
No, this guy let it slip to a ton of people apparently.
Oh.
He either said that just to reassure people that this game isn't the pile of crap a lot of people were saying it was at the show,
Ow.
or he just let it slip because he's like, oh hey, didn't mean to say it, but yeah, we're playing a new version anyway. Because there are people that do that at E3.
Yeah. That's at least reassuring. I would hate to think that we were just getting a straight arcade port with extra modes. That just seems like a waste of proper opportunity, basically.
Another thing that I found is May doesn't seem as impressive with her buttons. May seems pretty useless. I don't know how she is in competitive play, but everything she did I was beating just with my ground normals. I'm like, wow, this is stupid. She would jump at me with her dolphin. Yeah. I just hit her with a standing heavy every single time. Didn't trade. I just hit her out of it clean. Damn. I even bat stomped her out of it twice, which I was like, oh wow, yes, I got it. Oh, I forgot how shitty the range is to this, but yes, I won. The only thing that kind of bothers me is the characters. Some of the characters seem wider than they usually are in older gear, say Kai and Soul. And their hurt boxes don't seem to reflect their mass gain, I guess you could say. The hurt boxes still seem to be old gear hurt boxes. Because I was definitely seeing characters collide, and there was nothing. A character was a neutral stance, and I hit him, but you see Soul's sword go through Kai, and it didn't touch him at all.
Man.
So, and when I say the game feels slow, it's not as fast as any gear, gear I played competitively, and that's starting with Reload. When I was talking to Mike Z and Deus Ex, they both said it's basically the same speed that Guilty Gear X was. Not Double X, but Guilty Gear X. So that's...
If you can remember that.
I still own the game. That was the first gear I played and tried to have fun with. I played Gear 1 when it first came out because I was like, oh, this game's bloody, this game's sick, let's get it. And X I played because it was that and CVS2 were the only two fighting games I had. And the game always felt odd to me, but I never thought of it as slow because it was faster than the majority of games I played. But this game does feel slower than... It's slower than a good chunk of KOFs. It's slower than Alpha 2, slower than Alpha 3. It's a good pace.
What do you think about it in comparison to Street Fighter 4 and Marvel 3? What are, basically the two biggest games right now?
It's kind of hard to say, because I'll admit I enjoyed playing it more than both of those games.
Okay.
But it's okay. Once again, it's unfinished.
Yeah.
And there were so many things I was hoping to see in the game. I knew a lot of Slayer's moves and a lot of other character moves were taken away or just dumbed down a bit. So I knew that going into it, but I still expected more. And in all honesty, it doesn't feel gratifying doing things anymore in this. Before, you felt good when you hit a big combo, or you did something stupid with a character, and now it's just eh. It just.
Do you feel like that's a sound effect change where you don't feel the oomph, or is something more?
It's a bit of both. You don't see or feel the impact as much, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Who was it? The matches, even though it was just nothing but low level players, me, shit, and other players shit. The matches were going by very fast, and people were like, "Oh wow, that's it. That was kind of lackluster, really lackluster." And then I go to the Capcom booth, and I play other people who are just like me. I'm shit at Street Fighter 4. I play other people who are shit at Street Fighter 4. Matches oh, that was so good. Oh yeah, everyone's just going nuts. You see people in the Capcom booth enjoying themselves and saying, "Oh, that was sick. Oh, that was this. That was that." And when we were at the Axis booth playing, it was more well, I was expecting more. Everyone there was expecting a bit more. And I was part of that too. The game looks amazing. If they tweak a few things, I think it will do. I can't say it'll do extremely well because I'll be honest. I don't think anything outside of Street Fighter and Marvel will do well outside of Japan. Well, specifically here in the States, but it can definitely be the best anime game if you want to put it that way. If they just change a few things here and there, because this is what almost everyone wanted. They wanted gear toned back down, like not as crazy. Like they wanted to bring it back to Reload, which it is, but it just doesn't feel like it feels like Reload, and it doesn't. That's the best way.
It's interesting because I talked to Steve a little bit about it, and he had nothing but good things to say, but he was really excited about it.
Yeah.
Now I haven't talked to him at length about it. What he thought about the speed changes, and how he feels about going back to Reload. But when I talked to him after he got back from E3 about playing it, he was just really hype about it. He was just like, "Dude, it's awesome."
Well, see, it is, but it's not the awesome I wanted it to be, that I expected it to be.
So you think maybe you put your expectations too high?
Yeah, after seeing after watching a lot of matches for it, like watching the game and playing the game are two completely different things. The game looks and feels much different when you're playing it. It's still smooth and all that, but it just the speed it moves at. You feel it. It feels like you're air dashing. Feels like you're dashing through molasses.
What do you think about it compared to, say, BlazBlue CT?
CT?
Yeah.
It feels about that pace. Like in terms of speed, it does feel about that pace.
Okay. That's kind of what I was expecting, to be honest.
And there was an I guess the guy said he was an Arxis rep, but I didn't know Arxis had reps in the States, like just full blown American reps that have never been to Japan.
Was it Arxis or Axis?
Arxis. There was an Axis booth where I played it, and Sony had it at their booth as well. So when I went to the Sony booth, I talked to a guy who had his badge said Arxis on it. So I was like, oh, okay. So I just talked to him for a bit. He said they do know that the speed is a complaint and that they're going to fix that, but they're not going to, they can't get into detail on what they're going to do. But he says everyone will be pleased when the final version comes out because they have the right people behind the game and the right people from the community playing it and testing it and giving them feedback.
What does that even mean, though? Everyone will be pleased.
Well, I think that personally, as a Gear player who is playing BlazBlue CP and is really happy with that, I think they might just try to tune up the speed of the game to reflect that.
Okay.
Because basically, obviously, BlazBlue CP is not as fast as AC or AC plus R. But I also feel like a lot of other Gear players like myself are happy with that speed of the game as well. We know it's not going to be old Guilty Gear, but that's an acceptable pace. Whereas I feel like BlazBlue CT turned a lot of people off because it was a lot slower.
Right.
So I'm optimistic. We still got probably, half a year, 6 months before we see that game?
They said for sure it's coming out this year. They said unless they literally put it this way, unless the system files get erased, it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
So
Unless it was called Plus R.
okay, there you go.
It's coming out this year.
And
You know what?
Okay, go on.
I was going to say, what I thought was kind of weird for the Sony press conference? That they didn't show Guilty Gear during it, considering that Guilty Gear is not only PlayStation exclusive at this point, and probably, for the unforeseeable amount of time in the future. But at the same time, it supports crossplay between PS3 and PS4 platforms, which is kind of like a first. So you think that they would have wanted to, ramp that up and talk about that a bit more, because it seems like it would be something that helps sell a lot more things for them, and plus it would have given a lot more publicity towards, Guilty Gear to help maybe get people who didn't know about it, like the guy who interviewed Daisuke.
Yeah.
So it's just
Well,
like
I think it would have actually done great things for the presentation itself to show that Sony was actually coming out with some variety.
yeah.
Because
But-
a lot of
but
that shit pretty much looked like, the same. I
Like
think
they are coming out with a variety.
I know
It's a
they are,
variety
but
of
like,
shooters.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, the whole theme of the show just seemed to be like, blood and guts, and it just got hammered home when MKX came on, and it was just like,
Yeah.
this is what you've been watching, all rolled into one trailer.
That's true.
Well, what it was actually nice to see, and I wasn't sure we were going to see much of it at all, honestly, was Mortal Kombat X, or 10, or whatever we're calling it.
It's apparently it's X from what everyone's telling me. They said Ed Boon said it's X.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat X. Much like the last game was called Mortal Kombat 9, even though it was just Mortal Kombat, I'm going to call this Mortal Kombat 10, because I want to. It actually looks really good. I really liked MK9, that being said. MK9 had a lot of problems. A lot of really bad coding problems. I'm hoping that MK10, they're not using the old code. I hope they built it up from the ground up, started over, because I have a lot of hope for the game. It could be really fun.
I didn't get to play it or see it when I was there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't have much interest in it, but it had the best response for any fighting game at the show. Like people saw Gear, people saw Street Fighter, people saw KI, but everyone was going nuts for Mortal Kombat. So that's a good sign, and I'm sure Mortal Kombat's gonna do well. Just in the end, even no matter what flaws the game has, it will do really well. Because the community behind it actually cares.
I was really glad to hear. I caught parts of the interview that I don't remember who it was doing with Ed Boon about MK10, and just some of the stuff he was talking about made me really happy. Like interactables being blockable now, that made me happy. Retaining the meter management from MK9, that also made me happy, because I thought that MK9 had one of the best meter management systems going, with the way you had to choose between EX moves or X-ray and Breaker. That balance of actually making meter important and how you earn the meter important, I thought that was really nice. I'm glad to see that coming back. And I'm interested to see what characters are going to be in MK10, because obviously we've already shown off a bunch of new characters. Anyone who played MK9 knows that most of the cast is dead, if they go with that.
Are they?
I have no idea. They said it's going to exist in 3 timelines, I think.
Oh, shit.
Huh.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly how the story is going to break down. Ed Boon didn't really go into it too much, but he said, yeah, it's going to take place at different times in Mortal Kombat. So,
And they said there's going to be character that was in Mortal Kombat 4 in this, like only in Mortal Kombat
really?
4 apparently.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. That's
So,
kind of cool.
what? My guess would be Shinnok. If
Yeah,
anyone.
quite possible.
Yeah, we'll see. Quan Chi was in 9, right?
Yes. He kind of sucked though.
Yeah. All I know about 9 is that Scorpion was in it, and Cabal, Sub-Zero. That's about it.
I can tell you pay attention a lot.
Yeah. I honestly forgot who most of the characters were in the game.
No, it's all good.
I just remember Cyrax being broken at one point, Cabal being semi-broken, Sub-Zero being broken on release, I think it was, and me playing Scorpion for the first time and just like, oh hey, he's got 40% combos that are very easy to do. Sick.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't for me. And then
No,
I
I
just
totally understand that.
stopped paying attention to it.
It's interesting to see Run coming back instead of the dash that was in MK9. I didn't actually see too much about how dash is going to work. If it's going to be like the run meter from MK3, or if it's going to have something else. So that's kind of interesting.
What else is there? Oh, the one thing that I actually loved from E3 that wasn't a fighter
was the new Dead Rising game.
Oh, the
man,
expansion.
Yeah. I forgot the actual name. So it was like Ultra Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Hyper Fighting HD Remix Turbo
EX plus Alpha
EX
Dash.
plus Alpha. Yeah, that actually might be the name. That's something like that. Let me go find it. Dead Rising 3 DLC. I just got to get this name. I'm sorry. I need to find it. But the thing I really enjoy about the game, you get to play like the way it was advertised that you get to wear the costume and play as a character or whatever. You legitimately play as. I played as Sigma, and I was doing all of Sigma's moves on these damn zombies.
Oh, that's sick. You could actually get moves from the characters?
Yeah, like
Damn.
Sigma, like all the stuff
That's
Sigma.
goofy.
Yeah, all the stuff Sigma does in the Mega Man X games, in here. Like I found it just, it was great. Like I loved the damn thing. I had nothing negative to say about it outside of like they really could have let us play a bit more.
I think it's really cool how it's an allegory to how all of their franchises are undead at this point, and we're the only living on, through other media, because we're never going to see another Final Fight, we're never going to see another Mega Man, we're never going to see any of this.
Okay, so it's
So they live on in the dead.
it's Ultra Super Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha.
Oh, excellent.
Dash.
Yeah, there is a dash at
Yeah,
the end. I
there's a
remember
dash. So it's probably Ultra Super Dead Rising 3 Dash Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha.
But the dash appeared last.
It doesn't appear last. I mean,
Yes, it does.
the logo I'm
It's-
looking at, it appears right after the 3 and the Super.
No, all the things pop up, and then after all the plus alpha at the end,
Oh.
the dash appears up
Okay.
last.
Wow, that's like a kick in the pants, right?
Yep.
Mega Man fans. Like, oh, yeah.
Probably.
It's a kick in the pants to rival schools fans. Like,
Yeah, I was about to
You
say.
got Shoma out there.
Pretty much everybody who actually has played Capcom games for 20 years.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of just a lot of references to other Capcom games in there.
I think
Like-
it's really cool that they're doing this. I think it's also sad that it's basically like the acknowledgement that, hey, we all know that you've been waiting for us to do stuff with these franchises, and we're not going to.
I guess it's kind
Like-
of something, but yeah, not what we wanted.
Yeah, like, thanks for the cool handout, but you're not going to give us anything else.
Yeah.
So what do we do now then? Do we just move on, or?
I don't know.
I mean, we can hope that Capcom does something good.
Well, that may or may not. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it now, because you guys still want to cover more at E3, because there has been an interesting development concerning Capcom today.
I can talk more about E3, but I won't because there's no reason to. Outside of a few major games. Oh, there was Persona there too. I forgot.
there was an amazing thing showing off that you could get via Arcade Shock at EVO 2014. These new chibi Street Fighter buttons from Sanwa.
Yes.
Ball tops.
So they're basically ball tops and buttons made by Sanwa with official Capcom art on them, and it's a joint venture between the three companies: Arcade Shock, Capcom, and Sanwa Denshi. And they're going to be available at EVO
At
and
the Arcade Shock booth.
online. Yeah, we're gonna launch them July 31st online and at EVO. But if you go to EVO, we're gonna have one item that's not going to be online.
Ooh.
I would like to step back to E3 for a second and just talk about Pac-Man in Smash Brothers, and it's awesome.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up too.
That's weird.
Because the moment I said there's a lot of old Capcom references in Dead Rising, I'm like, shit, Pac-Man. All the stuff Pac-Man was doing in that trailer, I'm like, well, I might have to play
It's
this
so
game.
cool. Just all the different old Namco references
Yeah.
in just his trailer made me happy.
Mhm.
Like, I thought Mega Man was going to be the main reason I got Smash. But right now it's Pac-Man.
Oh, it's definitely Pac-Man.
And I understand that there's already a number of people who competitive Smash players who are a little concerned about how the game is shaping up. I'm not going to address that simply because I've never played Smash competitively. I'm talking about just as somebody who enjoys playing the game on a strictly arcade mall scrub level. I just like hitting buttons in that game. I've always loved the Smash Brothers from just a pure fan perspective, and I'm really excited about Smash 4. If just because the character selection is going to be awesome.
I would imagine that's why you buy that game, is simply because it's going to have your favorite characters in a format you've never played them in, beating the crap out of each other.
It is, but like Paul was saying, like I felt the same about Mega Man. I didn't want to buy it because of Mega Man. I was like, oh, sick, Mega Man's me. I'll use him. Then Pac-Man makes me want to buy the game.
Okay.
Simple as that. Pac-Man is the deal. Like it's like, oh wait, Pac-Man's in it. Well, I gotta buy it now. I don't have a Wii U. Shit. So hopefully he's in the 3DS version.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is.
Well,
if he's
I
not-
think the cast is going to be the same across both versions. I don't think that's going to
Okay.
differentiate at all. I think the biggest thing that will be different is that stages will be different.
Okay. The other character that got announced, I'm gonna be honest. I'm very familiar with the original Kid Icarus. I don't know anything about the games after, but I have never heard of her before. And I saw everyone on my Twitter timeline just going insane. That she's, oh my god, she's in it! I'm so hype. It's like
Yeah, I honestly find that hilarious, considering I know like one person that played Kid Icarus Uprising and everybody else doesn't know anything about it. So I think it's a lot of posers at this point. I'm just gonna be
Nintendo
fair,
posers?
like, yeah, they're like, oh yeah, dude, I love, Sora. They make my favorite game. Sakurai's the best. And which, I mean, going back to Smash Brothers, Sakurai kind of is, because people are like, oh, dude, look, Nintendo does justice to Mega Man, and look, Pac-Man, they're like the actual version. It's like, no, that's probably just Sakurai's input. He kind of knows what he's doing.
Look, the only thing that bothers me about Pac-Man, and I understand it, they had to do it. They gave him limbs. Okay, they made it that Pac-Man, the new Pac-Man, not the original Pac-Man. I just wanted him to go around waka waka waka, eating the shit out of everything, and call it.
Well, there is apparently he does turn into
Yeah, he does.
Is that
2D
his Final
Pac-Man at
Smash
some
is just like a
point.
giant 2D Pac-Man that just eats everything.
Yeah. Also, I think it's his up B probably, but he throws the pellet and then turns into regular Pac-Man and chases after it. It's like a
Yeah.
recovery move.
Yeah, that's sick.
Well, I want to know is
Yeah,
what
that's
happens
so
when
sick.
Kirby consumes Pac-Man.
It's
He
gonna be
gets
the
a nose
cutest
and he
thing
gets
in the world.
weird
That's
bracket. No, it isn't. It's
Yeah.
really creepy because he gets the nose, and then he gets those bracket eyebrows.
that
Yeah.
sounds so sick. I like it.
It looks really
Basically,
creepy.
nothing changes. He just goes around eating more shit.
So, I think there's supposed to be 3 to 5 more characters announced for Smash now, because they said it's going to have the same amount of characters as Brawl.
Really, I didn't actually see that announced anywhere.
That was mentioned early on, like when the game was first announced.
I wonder if that's what they're sticking to, because obviously they're really tight-lipped about how many more characters are coming, who's coming back. So
Yeah, so there's 33 characters right now that have been announced, and there were
Okay.
35 characters in Brawl. So either 2 more characters, or they're just going to release like even more.
I feel like they're probably going to go even more.
Oh wait, what the hell? Mii Fighters?
They still have the Mii Fighters has got announced too.
Okay.
They still have. When did they say it? So the 3DS version comes out on October,
Yeah.
and the Wii U version is not until probably Christmas. So that's a lot of development time if they're only going to do 2 more characters. I feel like there's going to be a bunch more.
Hopefully there is. Like I would like to see at the very least 5-6 more characters.
Yeah, I think so too. It would be nice to see some more old school references. I know that because of Pac-Man, I started getting really caught up in thoughts like, hey, look, we've had all these mascots. We've had Sonic from Sega. We've had, obviously we have Mario. Now we're getting Pac-Man from Namco. I was just thinking who else we could get. And I thought it would be cool to maybe get Bonk.
Yep.
Or somebody from the old Hudson Soft,
Wow.
which would be like Bomberman or
Right.
Master Higgins from the old Adventure Island games. Because obviously that's all owned by Konami now.
Mhm.
And Konami already worked with Nintendo by putting Snake in the last one.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe we'll still get a couple more nostalgic characters, because that's something that really has been appealing to me about Smash.
With Konami characters, I can see Simon Belmont being thrown in there.
Oh, hell
more
yeah.
so than anyone else.
Well, they already did a game like that, didn't they? With the Castlevania characters?
No, they made a fighting game,
Yeah.
a Castlevania fighting game. I think it was called Judgment, which was a pile of shit.
Well, of course.
But that's not Smash. I'm saying like Smash, if they were to bring in a classic franchise, would very likely be a Castlevania character because that was on Nintendo, that was on Super Nintendo, they had it on 64.
Very
It
true.
was all throughout
Plus-
the thing. What's that?
Yeah, plus there's no real Konami representative now because Snake's probably not going to be in it as far as I know.
No, I would imagine not.
Yeah, so maybe it would be cool to have someone like Simon Belmont or some other old Bill Reiser, some sort of Konami rep.
Bill Reiser.
I'm sure Bill Reiser wouldn't make it in.
Yeah, Bill Reiser do
But
violent.
what's it? Bahamut, whatever his name is.
Why don't we get Millen there? Like just from
Wow.
Castle. Seriously, I would love that. I know he's not Konami, but he's Hudson Soft, and I would love that to death.
It's true.
Hudson, what's that? I thought they got dissolved.
I see how it is. Then. I see how it is.
I'm staring
sad.
at the Bubble Bobble poster on my wall, and that would be cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Taito.
that would work.
Yeah, get somebody
Some
from Taito.
reps. Yeah. That'd be cool if a stage, too. Bubble Bobble stage.
Yeah, that would actually be
That'd
really
be
ridiculous.
The water would rush down and then, like,
The stage
you
would
get
be
caught and just get killed. Yeah, I mean, it'd be a cool stage to play on,
That's a casual
for
stage,
fun.
though, man.
Casual, yeah.
The-
And then, like, occasionally you would, like, switch to, like, a different one and you'd go through. Heck, have 100 variations. Just go crazy.
well, you can build your own stages now, so not entirely
yeah.
possible.
Can you still do that? I wonder if they even have that.
I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
mentioned that.
Oh, did they?
And remember that picture I put up on Twitter? I think Nintendo's hinting at Kyo coming in the game, like Kyo Kusanagi, because Mario is definitely doing the Kyo Kusanagi signature pose, like just
You're gonna have
He's
to
doing
show
Oh,
me
with
this
the
picture.
little figure.
yeah, like that.
You're
That
an
is the
idiot.
Kyo. Like
Stop.
it's the Kyo Kusanagi pose. Like think about it. Nintendo's gonna buy out Square Jesus, SNK Play More, and then they're gonna throw like Kyo in there, and everyone's gonna, who's this guy? And then no one's ever gonna play.
That's about the best thing that fans of SNK Playmore could ever hope for.
Yeah, this is true.
Right about now, I agree with you.
If Nintendo bought them out, they actually might get new games.
Another franchise I can throw in there is one of Anthony's favorites, Kunio Kuni.
Oh my god.
If they had Technos representation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would fit so well. Like, most of his games are pretty much just on Nintendo.
The only thing is, he'd still have to be pixelated, 8-bit style.
Really? I think they would do it more of like the typical artwork, but 3D style.
But they never do that. Like even with the new games, they're just like, hey, remember this retro
Wait,
shit?
who owns all the Technos licenses at this point?
Million does, and they
Okay.
usually make games through Arc System Works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we gotta talk to Mori or Daisuke. Got it.
Yeah, they're the ones who
In that
have
case,
nothing to do with that at all.
I think they're more
What's that?
likely to end up in Guilty Gear than Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically at this point. But yeah, it's Million that would have any say in that, and I'm pretty sure they didn't ask or think about it.
Probably not.
So that's really sad to me. But I mean, Kunio would work just great. Got a whole bunch of wacky moves he can do.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be interesting. That
Oh.
that the nature of it being a whole bunch of different characters thrown in, you get these sort of pipe dreams where you're like, man, maybe this guy could fit in, and it's just kind of cool to see who they end up pulling out of their hat every time.
You know what Smash is? I saw someone talk about this once, and I never realized it. Like, remember when you were in the kid in like the early '90s or whatever? You're like, dude, what if Mario fought Sonic? Wouldn't that be like the craziest game ever? And then Smash Brothers came out, and then people didn't really get as like they were excited when they saw it. They're like, whoa, what? Like, that was like that was the old school kid theory crafting. Like, dude, this guy totally beat this other guy. And Smash Brothers kind of brought that to life,
Well,
which
this
was
is after
really
they-
amazing.
This is after pretty much one franchise had already died, and the other one
Yeah.
was just like pretty much always showing up once a year.
To be fair, I was pretty stoked when the original Smash got released for 64 because I remember seeing previews for that game and being like, wait, what? Nintendo is making a fighting game for all their characters? That's not something Nintendo would do. This has to be wrong.
Still remember the commercial
But
for
that game is awesome. The first The first Smash Brothers for 64, I played so much. Melee, I played a ton. Brawl, not as much. But
I like Brawl. I mean, of course, I also played Meta Knight, so nobody liked me. But
wow, what an asshole!
I didn't know what I had. When I first played it, when I first used this Final Smash, I was like, "Wow, that's really easy to hit. I like this game." And then after the second 20 times, I was like, "Oh, I might be a dick."
But let's see, any other fighting game news come out? Not straight out of E3, but another character did get announced for Under Night.
Yes.
Whoa!
That wasn't me, ladies and gentlemen.
The only part of this show I give a fuck about.
It turns out that it's amazing you showed up. It's like I called you.
Hold on. I actually summoned somebody else that would relatively care about this. And she's dead. Never mind. Sweet Jesus.
You came too late.
No, I mean, I have a stick that I used to poke corpses. I might have to like break it out for. It's a pool skimmer, but it's my corpse stick.
Oh,
You know, when you don't have a pool, your pool skimmer is a corpse poker.
yeah, I guess
That's just how it works.
You're pretty much touching the same material half the time, so
Right? Yeah. It's like there's skin on the top of the pool. There's skin on the top of this dead guy.
yeah, that's good.
That's really gross. But I think she should be alive. But the important thing is these Under Night characters, though. I think you guys might have heard that.
I heard what sounded like an animal screech. I don't know what that was though.
Yeah, that was the North American fuck Willow.
I didn't know you had one of those outside your window.
Yeah, dude, that's where I live. I live like in an orchard.
Buy an orchid.
I don't even know anymore, man. I'm tired.
He lives by Killer Instinct character. We know how much Alex loves Killer
I
Instinct.
knew that the 405 was draining, but I just didn't know it was.
Dude,
that
let me tell you, I got off at before 6. Think about that.
trying not to.
This was one of the few times where taking the freeway was actually faster than side streets, but because of, the streets being paved with blood.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's good to know that happens. What, twice a month at least in LA?
Yeah. Thanks, Obama.
Gotta
No,
keep
he
it
was
real.
here.
Oh, he was actually here today. Okay.
Or not, I think he just left or something. I don't know.
Look, man, I don't know if it's not the World Cup. I don't know what's happening outside. In the outside
Yo,
world.
America, though. I'm stalling
Yeah,
for time because
America.
Kelly, I think, doesn't know how to work a computer.
I believe this.
That's
been
what
too long.
happens when
But
you
yeah.
work too much.
America. I mean,
Forget
think
how
about
to
it.
work things.
Fastest goal in the World Cup so far. I mean, think about that.
Wait, was that faster than Argentina?
What was Argentina's?
Wasn't Argentina at the 2-minute mark?
Oh no,
No, it was 34 seconds.
34 seconds, man.
Damn, man, out the gate.
Jesus!
Hold on. Let's see.
So, all right. So going back to this new character
Mhm.
named Byakuya, I believe that's
Is it
AKA
Byakuya
Spider
or
Dude.
Bakura? Oh,
AKA not
Spider-Man.
Yuna Arakami.
Spider-Man.
So obviously we don't have a lot of news because there's only been pictures, no footage as far as I know. But he has what appears to be claws
coming out of his
Something-
back.
Yeah,
circling him.
he's like 8 blades, much like a spider would have legs.
You mean Spider just has 8 shanks?
Yeah, well, pretty much. Have you seen their hands?
Yeah, dude.
I thought he was talking about some dude named Spider that had like 9 knives or something.
Old man spider. He was a Vietnam vet.
I've got one for
Collect
every day of
knives,
the
he
week.
did.
2 on Sundays.
2 shoulder holsters, 2 boot holsters,
So there's
2 on the waist, 2 in the hands. Just keep going crazy all the time.
So there's a 4Gamer link that I'm going to put in the chat for people who want to look at it that has some translations about stuff about the guy. Spider knife guy.
Spider Carnage in anime
Yeah.
form.
What?
Our guy from Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they got pretty big spiders in Australia, don't they?
Do they have knives?
I'm probably.
I'm pretty
Maybe
sure the
sometimes spoons,
Australian
but-
spiders have knives.
They might have spoons, but sometimes they have knives.
Yeah, they gotta play knifey spoons somehow.
There's a one leg that's a spoon.
That's where they learned the game from.
Alright, so a lot of people are saying this guy's supposed to look like Narukami because of the hair and the Gakuran and just the overall facial
What's
expression
this
of not giving
fucking
a fuck.
under night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's Kelly. After
So
what, 3 attempts and failures at using her
早速で
computer?
悪いんだけど、消えてもら
I
うよ。
tripped on my chair like 3 times. It wasn't my computer.
Oh.
How did you trip on your chair? I don't even know.
I'm
Because
listening.
you
Look,
haven't seen my room, dude. There isn't a floor in here anymore.
Oh god.
So you
Constantly ruined that.
you know the part in The Odd Couple where the guy didn't really quite sleep on a bed as much as it was a junk heap?
Pile of trash?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's Kelly.
Oh.
I'm the pile of trash.
Yes.
Excellent. Exquisite.
So the one
Like-
thing.
So I cosplayed at E3 last week, and my costume wound up being like way more work than I was anticipating it to be. And so, yeah, I definitely had to turn my room into like a mini studio, and I slept like on my on the recliner in here because there was like my bed was just so full of my cosplay shit. I was like, this ain't working.
My room got no business looking like this.
No, it's horrible. Like my plan tonight is actually to like take all. You can tell that my voice is still fucked up. Like I talked so fucking much last week. Like I can't do anything right now. But
And nobody noticed.
yeah. Oh, shut the fuck up!
It's only 1 octave below 8.
I was gonna say I can't tell.
It's only like slightly deeper than it
Yeah.
usually is. But
It's just,
yeah.
So here's what I actually was really excited for you to be on the show.
Mhm.
So Nanase, the
Yeah.
potential waifu in this game, they have colors for her now in that link that I put up.
Mm.
There is definitely ones where she has stockings, but no thigh highs. But this is only the first, I believe, 10 colors out of what, total 20 that they have? So, I'm just gonna directly link you to this just for your
Oh, good lord.
thoughts. There you go. I mean, there's a really cool like Sailor Jupiter color in there.
Okay.
See, like the colors in this game are fucking amazing, and I
All
think
Saw
for
Byakuya
Nanase,
today.
I'm
That
just
was...
going to say the best name here is Blitzfugel. Flugel.
Can we talk about how I definitely so like at E3, so like I was working my booth, and we're a very small company. Like we're like really small, so we all had to work our own booth, and like didn't really get to take breaks because like every station needed a person, and so we only got like 30-minute lunch breaks like once per day, and maybe like a 15-minute sit break or something. So I didn't really get to like actually explore E3. But I didn't eat either because on my 30-minute lunch breaks, I just went to like Axis's meeting room at E3 and just like awkwardly wandered in and was like, "Hi, can I play Guilty Gear again?" And they were like, "God, you."
Look, it's the freak from before.
I'm like in
God.
like full on like Senran Kagura cosplay, and I'm just like wandering and looking around, all like suspicious, like, "Hey, again."
Oh, hey Kelly, who are you dressed as? 'Cause I don't think I saw you at the XC booth.
I was Yagyu from Senran Kagura.
What color? I don't know.
It's like white hair and super long pigtails.
Okay, I didn't see.
But yeah, I took like apparently like PR Balrog and like other people came by the booth to see me, and it was during like my one like 15-minute break where I like awkwardly stalked off to go stare at Guilty Gear before like stalking back. Like that was literally my breaks so my 30-minute break consisted of going to see Guilty Gear because that was further away, and my 15-minute breaks consisted of going to see Persona because that was like just a couple booths over from mine. And like these two dudes, so I was in line to play, and I was actually gonna get to like play a match because I wanted to try out like Rise or Yukari or something. But these two dudes cut me, and I was like, "Do you think I work at the booth or something? Because I'm all dressed up, you jerks!" And I was like really mad about it. But
see, that's when you realize you're in LA, and if they cut you, you literally cut them.
I wish.
That's right.
I was just mad. I just like turned around and just like wandered away like, "Fine, jerks." And I just had like I had a moment with whoever was in like the Teddy outfit because they had like a Teddy there, like just hanging out. And from what I heard, like you had to be like 5'1" or below to fit into the Teddy costume. And so Atlas just got like all of their like female employees to just trade off being in the Teddy costume, and it was like apparently like 150 degrees in there, and they were dying. And whenever they would take the head off, they were just like drenched, and it was super gross. But I like walked by, and this was after like one of them had told me that, and I just like looked into her big bare eyes, and I could tell that she was looking back like, yo, that girl has like 25 pounds of wig on her head. Damn. And we just like had this moment where we looked at each other. We were like, yeah, girl. And I just walked away. It's pretty good. I felt the
lemonade
connection.
while you were there.
What?
Did you almost get lemonade while you were there?
I didn't get lemonade, but I saw Shigeru Miyamoto getting lemonade.
What a story.
He's just like, no, he had lemonade and a donut, and I was like, what a combination.
This is not bad though. You should
So
have
you
approached
didn't
him
actually
and
get
talked
to
him.
play Guilty Gear or Persona, though.
I got to play Guilty Gear. I didn't get to.
So what do you think about it?
It was fucking smooth. Like the animations and everything, and like even just the opening movie, just that alone, everything looks so better like on a PS4, like in 60 FPS than it does on like 30 FPS YouTube quality.
Yeah.
Holy shit, everything looks so good. Like, I mean, I know everyone's like really into it, but I would occasionally, when I was like watching, not so much like match footage, but when I was watching like the opening, I thought it looked kind of, I don't want to say like, it wasn't bad, but it looked kind of like cheesy almost. Like they were trying really hard to make it look like anime, but it was like not, it was like all like polygons and shit. But like when you're like looking at it in person and it's the full frame rate, it looks amazing. Like, it's so baffling that it's not like cells. It's like actually not like cell animation. It's like actually like polygons and shit. Yeah. I don't know. I felt very strongly about it. I might have like, I guess some guy was just like, so what did you think of it? And I was there with my coworker because he wanted to try it too. And so, like, my coworker turns around, and I was, like, not cognizant during this point, because I guess I was just really excited. So my coworker, I guess, turned around and was like, yeah, it's really cool. And the guy was like, what about you? And I guess I just looked at the screen and giggled for, like, 10 seconds, and, like, nobody said anything until later. My coworker was like, that was really creepy. And I was like, well.
You're like, that's me. Really creepy.
I was like, oh, did I do that? He was like, God. Also, I met the guy who voices Ragna there.
Which
like
one?
Patrick Seitz.
Oh, okay.
So he like showed up at our booth because he was friends with one of the people working our booth, and I was like super awkward about that too because I heard him like across like our booth, and I was like, yo, Ragna. And I like basically just like backflipped into position, but I was too awkward to introduce myself. So I just look at my coworker and I'm like, yo, introduce me. And he's like, you have to be professional. Like, you're literally not allowed to like fangirl or anything right now. You're working. And I was like, I know. I was like, it's cool. Why are you giving me this talking to? Like, just introduce me. I'm too shy. And he's like, okay. So he's like, hey, Patrick, like, this is Kelly. And I just immediately like try to grab his hand and miss it because I have an eye patch on. And I'm like, I'm a big fan of your work. And like, he's like, oh. And then he's like, so what's up with like this awkward handshake? And I was like, I have no depth perception. I have an eye patch. He was like, this is like some like gladiator handshake shit. Like, we're like honoring each other's battle skill. And I was like, ah, yes, I would love to do battle with you, like on the fields. And he was just like, ah, yes. And we just screamed back and forth for like 30 seconds. And I wandered away. Later, my coworker was like, that was the least professional. I was like, yeah.
I want to take a quick moment to point out that your impression of yourself is very close to my impression of you. It's perfect. Thank you.
Because it's me.
Yeah. There's not enough waifus here for me.
That's not enough. Yeah, he was a really cool guy. I was like super pleased.
Did you get him to swear? Like that's what I would have done. Just like,
oh no,
just say you bitch over and over again.
I didn't. I was like literally like too excited that like I was like, oh my god, I've loved you forever, and I'm being so unprofessional right now. Sorry, but No, it was neat. It was like it was a very like ArcSys weekend for me. Not weekend, ArcSys like event. That's pretty much
Do you
like
know what
all
days you were actually at E3?
I was there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like all day.
Okay. I'm just checking to make sure you're not half dead at this point.
No, I'm absolutely half dead. Like I literally like went home on Thursday. Well, I didn't go home. I like couldn't make it home on Thursday because I was too tired. And so I just went and crashed somewhere. And I like the story of how I crashed was I was talking about E3, and the next second I wasn't talking about E3. I was face down, like asleep and snoring.
On a pile of
Like,
trash?
Yeah, and it was just like there was no in between. I was like that tired, and just all weekend, like I could basically leave my house for like 2 hours and be like, I need to go take a nap. I would just go back to nap for like 3 hours. Like it's so funny because my coworkers took all these pictures of me like cosplaying, and you can tell which day it is because my eyes just grow more and more like corpse-like. Like by the last
That's
day,
reassuring.
what?
I said that's reassuring.
No, like on the last day, like day 3, there's just like we took a group shot, and every picture, my eyes are just absolutely dead. I'm just like, my face is smiling, but my eyes are saying, "Please kill me."
Wow.
Like, yeah, like I think someone tweeted on our official account. They were just like, they were like, I think one of the newbies has been emotionally scarred by this experience, and I was like, that's me. Yeah, I will never work E3 in like heels again with like a 20-pound wig on my head. I made a lot of choices.
You made a
Bad
lot of
life
poor decisions.
decisions.
Yeah, I went in today and people were like, "You good?" I was like,
Was your response
"Okay."
to anime ruined my life?
It was cool. Guilty Gear is cool. Persona's cool. Everything's cool. Man, though, seriously though, 60 frames per second. Like, if there's anyone who isn't sold on what Guilty Gear looks like you have to actually see it in person. Like, YouTube literally doesn't do it justice. It's so pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And I did get to play. I played as the new character. What's her name? Her incredibly long, like fucking complicated name that I can't remember right now.
Ramlethal Valentine.
Yeah.
DJ Ram Lethal?
That.
Did you say Ram Lethal again, Chris?
That's right, I did. Because that's
Thank
how
you,
it's
bro.
said.
Holy shit. She's like really weird but really cool. Like the guy who was working was like trying to like explain her to us, and he did a pretty good job. I'm just bad. Like it was pretty cool because you could have like 2 swords, or you could throw out 1 orb and have 1 sword, or I couldn't figure out like how to bring the swords in and out very efficiently. I was like definitely scrumming it up there. I was sort of like, yeah, I'm doing stuff, but like me and my coworker actually managed to do that the like Mortal Clash or whatever it was.
Oh, the Danger Time thing?
Yeah.
I'm
We actually
starting to
managed
enjoy
to do that, and we were just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So like that was cool, but yeah, I don't know. I think she would be like fun for the same type of people who would find like new or Moo fun. It was like that type of like character style where it was like you're just like putting distance between like you and the other person and just fucking them up, and they're super frustrated. So
Nice.
I didn't get to touch anyone else.
Oh.
I was like, I literally showed up for like 5 minutes every day, and then they were like, we really need this room to like run meetings, and I would be like, ha, yeah, okay, like finger gun on the way out.
See, they told me, they told me the same thing, but they ran meetings behind a curtain,
Whatever.
and then like the meetings would end with like, "Hey guys, would you like to play Guilty Gear?" That's how every meeting ended because I was there for so long. I saw these meetings end. I'm like, "Hey, would you like to play Guilty Gear?" I'm like, "Oh god."
Did you get to play?
Yeah, I played for about an hour.
I hate you.
I know you do.
What the fuck? I got 5 minutes. Those are my 5-minute impressions. I'm sure you've been on here all day talking about your hour of play.
Yeah, actually, I have.
Yeah,
I
he
can't
was
check
actually.
Guilty Gear privilege.
Damn.
You
But,
mad.
I'm so mad right now.
I definitely agree with you about seeing the game in 60. Like the game, these videos do the game no justice.
Yeah. No,
Like
it's
visual.
like it's a visual feast for the eyes. As one
Really?
would-
That's one of those
Yes.
things you have to wonder. If it was a visual feast, could any of your other like sensory organs enjoy it?
Yes.
Is it
Like, could
fancy
it be a
feast, though?
Could it be a visual fancy feast for the ears?
Well, I mean, I licked it and it didn't taste good.
Well, then
So-
maybe it
Well,
is fancy.
See, that's why they didn't let you play for more than
No.
5 minutes because you were licking the goddamn thing.
She's a liability.
Kelly, you licked it, and it didn't taste good because you had nothing but like thousands of nerds touching those controls, and there were no hand sanitizing wipes there. So I'm pretty sure you licked the germs of nerds.
I have no idea how to
Ugh.
get sick as shit after E3. Like, there has to be some sort of like flu that's coming out of that.
It's incubating.
Maybe
You
I
do know
haven't
that
gotten it
California
yet.
is experiencing an epidemic with whooping cough. Yeah, that one.
Excellent.
I'm glad you got to do the whole danger time thing because I was trying to get it down with people, but nothing happened.
No, me and my coworker like got it on complete accident. We were just fucking around, like fighting each other, and then we went into it and we were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And like, the guy was like, "Oh shit, you're in danger time," and we were like, "Yo, like, how do we do that so fast?" This is like what you see. You have to like spend like 9 hours a day every day with someone, and then you're just like so in sync that you can just instantly danger time. So
The
like,
gods of RNG smiled upon you.
yeah, dude. No, so one of you just has to like just like go find someone and then just like sit alone in a room with them for like a month, and then you'll just die. You'll just danger time like the second the match starts. It'll be amazing.
Wow.
Geez,
This is
it'll
a
be that
social
whole like,
experiment.
it'll be the orchestrated thing,
Yeah.
the clash fight between Soul and Venom.
Oh God.
Oh God. No, it's cool. It's fucking pretty. Like, I cannot stress enough how good the graphics look. And I was someone who was like not sold on the idea of like polygons that looked like anime. I mean, like, I thought the idea was cool, but when I was watching it on YouTube, I was like, you know. But then, like, in real life, oh my God, instantly sold. Like, I was in there.
How does the HUD look like in real life?
Beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
It fits really well with the game.
It's
Like-
not distracting in any way. It's you don't really know it's there until you see the life bars move.
Yeah, like that's how I felt. It's like I was aware of the information that it was giving me, but it wasn't intrusive at all. Like, it was sort of one of those things where I was like, "Oh, yeah, right. Like, that's a HUD." It worked very well. I have nothing but good things to say. Like, good shit. That's all I got. That's my entire spiel. Okay, bye.
Wow.
Later.
She
And
just
she
dropped the
returns
mic.
to her pile of
That was
trash.
the best segment all day. Shit.
I'm literally the trash queen right now. You have no idea. If I
Kelly,
posted a picture of my room, you would all just vomit.
Kelly,
I'm
we
probably
need to
just
talk
because of
about
all the anime shit on the wall.
Kelly. I want to
No.
talk to you about some of the games that I played at your booth. Not right
Oh.
now, but later.
Oh, why not right now? I gotta pimp that shit out.
Ask me about my waifus.
So
I got to play Smash Brothers too.
I didn't get to play that. I saw the line was insane.
I played Greninja. Man, that dude is like weirder than I thought.
You
He's
said
like-
he's like counter heavy?
Yeah. Well, he's not counter heavy. It's just like he has like two of his things are teleports. Like his up isn't a teleport. It's like he like geysers up on water, but it feels really fast and kind of like flighty. But his side is a teleport. That I just could not control. I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And then yeah, his down is a counter, down B. So I mean, he was neat, but yeah, I was like really having a hard time controlling him. And then his just like neutral B is just like a shuriken type thing, but it felt like it flew really slowly.
So what you say is, Steve, confirmed to play Greninja.
Yep, that's all I'm thinking.
Smash.
Yeah. Excellent report.
So yeah, so Smash was cool. What was kind of funny about Smash is I actually got to play it before the show opened because I was there like setting up the booth, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, walk around wherever you want," and I was like, okay. So I just walked over with my coworker to the Nintendo booth, And this girl there who was like running the thing, she was like, "Oh, do you want to play?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." And I totally thought that she picked Rosalina and that my coworker picked Sonic. And so like Rosalina got first, I got second, Sonic got third. And I was all like, "Oh yeah," like totally trashed my coworker. I was just like shit talking him all day. And then later on, he was telling someone, he's like, "Yeah, Rosalina felt like kind of heavy, like a little weird to control." And I was like, "Wait, you were Rosalina?" He's like, "Yeah, I just didn't like know what to say to you." I was like, "Oh god." That was weird. But yeah, I got to play Smash, Guilty Gear, got to see Persona. I didn't really get to play like that much, but I got to see a lot of stuff, so that was neat.
That's cool.
Stuff at my booth was amazing. Senran Kagura, Shinobi versus Plug. It's a cool game. Okay, bye.
Buy my book. Buy my book.
So
Okay, where were we before that?
I think,
Interruption?
I think we went from thigh highs to.
Yo.
So an interesting note, back to the new characters for Under Night, is that there were 2 on the cover that was like immediately redacted.
Yeah.
But if you go through all those pictures that I put up where they show a spider knife guy, the other girl that was in the screenshot is actually in his win pose. So people are kind of theorizing that she's not going to be a secondary character, but she might actually just be the knives. Some kind of crazy, wacky thing.
Interesting.
Calls it his sister or something, I guess.
Yeah, it's like calls it her sister. Or he makes like references to feeding something. So you can imagine he's feeding his knives, but also feeding his sister, and it's I don't know. It's like some Bionic Commando shit.
She drinks blood.
Yeah.
Oh god, can we not bring up new Bionic Commando?
I thought it was your favorite, dude.
Yeah, definitely my favorite. Hey, his wife is his arm. Oh, it's crazy.
And he looks like the dude from POD.
God, he's certainly.
Oh, good lord. They also mentioned that he is probably going to be a trap style character, so he'll have a lot.
He sells
of his own-
drugs.
Well, yeah.
He's gonna be in with Waka Flocka Flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Byakuya's got deep pockets.
But Merkava, I sell drugs to the community.
He's not a good guy. He's a bad guy, so that's totally possible.
You want to be perfectly honest? When I saw him in his web trap thing, I'm just like, oh my god, is Kyakuin from the JoJo Capcom fighting game coming back? Is he gonna be top tier? Like, is he just gonna like triple net you and do 70 hit combos?
It's gonna be a raging toolbox.
If it's still got the scaling from the arcade, it'll only do 30%.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. You can still live after that.
Yeah.
No.
I guess.
I just can't
I just wonder what the proration is if you start off with something like that. You know?
Well, yeah, I've definitely seen combos in this game where if you just hit them like off the bat with a really hard move, you're gonna get at least like 4K or like a little close to 3.9, like easily.
Yeah, but I'm wondering like if you hit them with like the web, if they like jump into one, like I wonder what you can get off that.
Like, is the web the money starter?
Just know that when I play this game, I'm just going to, you know, at the start of the round, just dash B or dash C as fast as possible. Just go big immediately.
Dude, jump,
Joe has, like, the best
jump
look for that,
assault
'cause
C.
he just tackles the shit out of you.
Jump air assault C.
Damn. Walkman just gonna go big or go home on Under Night first day. He's like,
Yep.
well, we're about to find out if I'm meant to play this
Like,
game.
look, I'm gonna start the round with dashing C. If this shit fatal counters,
I've never countered in this game in my life.
Why would
Because
you
I
jab?
avoid the A button like a plague. I always get high counters when I play.
It's like, why would you 5A from that distance, you idiot?
Tony, you would be looking to get high counters.
Wow. Just, you know, for my bar stools.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I believe you.
You don't go to bars
No, but I have stools for bars.
just in case.
Sometimes people have really long legs and they want to sit in a more elevated position.
That is true. People need to, recognize that.
Mhm.
Need to understand
Everyone
my plight.
deserves to sit, even the very tall.
I just wonder, is that the last new character they're revealing? Because
I doubt
Oh,
it.
we
They're
got-
probably going to have like 80 new characters.
Come on.
They're going to get Sentinel in there.
in Deku, that's all I asked for.
I have no idea. I mean,
I feel like there'll be one more at most because the game comes out in a little over a month. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're going to have one more character that they haven't revealed, it's got to be soon.
Maybe a new boss character that can be unlocked or some shit.
I don't know if they said anything or not, but have they expressed that if they're going to do some balance changes as well with this, or is
I
it
don't
gonna
think
mostly
they've
just be arcade?
explicitly stated if the
Or just gonna be-
arcade version is going to be any different from console's going to be any different from arcade.
Yeah, but with AllNet Plus, they can update it like real easy.
Yeah, it's not that. I would
I'm assuming
imagine.
probably just bug fixes, maybe minor things. Can I have to not, have the fear of God whenever I hear Grim Reaper? Like,
Why? Because you can't do anything about it. Because once you block it, you can just do it again.
I just gotta make sure.
Grim
I just
Reaper!
gotta make sure that this guy can't chain shift, so I'm gonna just have to shield everything.
There's a simple
Well,
solution to all that. Just pick Gordo.
The only thing I would imagine them patching out if it's patched out in console is the Waldstein Infinite,
Yeah.
because it's hilarious as it is stupid. Because it's just he just has a throw where he pitches you into the sky, like just catches you and pitches you into the sky, and if he lands that throw off the very last hit of his DP multi-slash move, and only that hit, he can just keep looping it infinitely, which does I think it does no damage per toss.
It does
No, it
legitimately no damage.
Yeah. And you just time people out with it.
I just wonder what that move was supposed to be originally. Was it like like a get off me move that just wouldn't do any damage?
The toss?
Yeah.
No, it's combo filler.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to just throw him into the corner and then you juggle.
That's interesting.
But somebody just found a way to loop it into itself.
They were just like, wow, this is the best move in the game, and it does no damage.
It's one of those things that they probably forgot how it worked. Because it looks like... So the game has the little hit stun bar that shows up
Yeah.
when you're doing combos. It looks like every time the throw initially connects, it charges it to full again, so it lets the throw animate to its completion. But it probably just fucks everything up to where it forgets that you're actually doing a combo, and it's
Why-
you're doing a throw.
I wonder if that's anything related to the fact that it might be anchored to the damage. Because if it's not reading any damage, it might just be like, you did nothing.
Oh yeah, well, that might be a good point. Where if it doesn't see any damage taking effect, it doesn't give any hit stun scaling.
Yeah.
Like they're
I
not
think it's
independent of
just-
each other.
I think it's just a property of the move where you can't air tech, if you get hit by that even at its highest point.
So you think it just
So-
was never techable to begin with?
Yeah, because the bar doesn't run down at all after you toss him in the air. It just stays full. So I'm thinking it's just supposed to be like an untechable state where, you can hit after it, but it's not meant to hit the same move.
But it
So
did.
I'm sure if they could probably do something really silly, like if this move is looped more than 3 times,
I wonder
if this
you
move
could-
is
I wonder if it just resets if it resets juggle operation completely. So say there's a combo you can do after that leads back into the throw, and then all of a sudden you can just do the same combo again. So all of a sudden the harmless throw loop becomes a death combo.
I don't think that's happening, because if it was, we'd probably be seeing it by now.
Yeah.
Because then they would just keep looping it back into that move and tossing them again. I'm thinking it's just that move in particular has, the untechable state, and it just leaves them in a free fall where you can do anything out of it. But at the same time, if you hit him again, it's going to continue the proration. It's probably going to save it, or maybe if you push anything else after doing a couple reps of that, it's going to have even less because it still takes the hit counter into consideration. But since,
and you can chain shift after it. Yeah.
yeah.
So I wonder if you could do that loop and then go into maybe a grab or super and then chain shift out of it, start it up again, and then pretty much throw it so you can chain shift again.
Essentially what you do is you keep doing that loop in the corner until your opponent eventually turns away to face the people watching and lifts his hand, and that's when you stop doing it, and then you just hit him with a full 360 set. You're he looked away from the screen. This was his own fault. He brought his own
Spitting them
downfall.
Infinite words, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fun stuff. Well, that's all I got about Byakuya. There's very little
Yeah, there isn't
information
really a
about
lot to say considering there isn't a lot out there.
it. Yeah.
Also, in that link, they finally have images of all the different possible pre-order items you can get depending where you order it from.
My favorite.
Yo, the bromides?
I know, I'm still tripping about the fucking, industry-sized poster of fucking Orie in a bikini.
Which one?
The first one, because the second one I think is like a telephone card that just has
okay.
Odia in a bikini.
They don't want that one spread over your wall. They just you keep that one private.
That's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, I want it, but where would I put it? That's not. It doesn't jive with the rest of my decor.
It's like there's just kids in this house. Damn it.
There might be.
Oh, there's definitely some here. Trust me.
Yeah, but it's also the thing is like you have to order it from this weird site, and I can't read.
Yeah. This is why
Japanese.
I'm going digital.
I also can't.
What?
I also can't read.
Just trying to figure that out. Japanese.
Japanese. I also can't tell if this site allows like American credit cards or if they'll look at my Gaijin money and spit in my face.
What's this? You don't have a Docomo email? No,
What's
no
wrong
deal.
with you?
What the fuck is that? Is that like their Yahoo?
Your credit
Docomo
card
is
has...
like a phone service.
Oh, that's right. Everything's linked to their fucking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they want to make Ghost in the Shell a reality.
No thanks.
Mm-hmm. So what else do we have? There's like something else that happened recently.
Oh yeah, Capcom.
Capcom. Oh yeah, we can go back to that now.
Yeah.
So you want to talk
Capcom
about
essentially, yeah, I'll give a quick rundown of it. So essentially, Capcom shareholders vote to end takeover defense. So it's pretty much just opened up again to the public market. So if any company really wanted to become primary shareholder, they could pretty much control Capcom's head and neck. So there's a possibility for that. Maybe nothing will happen from it, but it's definitely because the Titan that was once Capcom is now fallen the wayside to being that company that releases the same game over and over again. I mean, they always kind of were, but at least
At least they were good.
there was some charm to it.
Or at least they were actually sequels as opposed to the legitimate same game being released multiple times on different system.
I love Street Madden 4.
But Turbo Edition.
Well, the
Prime.
Fortunately for this, obviously you could have a company step in and be like, okay, here's what you're doing, and here's what you're going to do with these things, and they're going to be good, we hope. Or, nothing will come from it, or something even worse can come from it. It's
that's
like,
what I'm wondering.
all right.
What if nobody wants them?
I'm thinking the worst in that EA will get them, and then they'll kill another franchise. You know how like they've done with everything that they've released that they've absorbed?
They've managed to kill James Bond, which was like technically an unkillable franchise considering nobody cared about it originally other than GoldenEye.
People say a lot of things like Nintendo would be really good, and I think Nintendo would be pretty decent, but at the same time, there's like the whole... They're strictly a game company, and so is Capcom, and that's great. But it depends on who they have, spearheading each thing. Who's got the developers that you can really trust for things like that? Because obviously, like I said, there's Sakurai, who making Smash Brothers, who seems to really have a good idea on how games should be interesting and how they play to be decent. But then at the same time, you got, I don't even remember his name because I don't care enough for him, co-creator of Metroid, who helped make Other M, and I'm just like, you're not Gunpei Yokoi and you never will be. You're a hack. I'm mad. Once again, So it really depends on whose hands it is, more or less, and not.
Well, some people think
And at the same time, well, because then there's also the complaints of like with Nintendo, like look how they kind of treat their own franchises at this point, where it's like
they put out stuff that they want to put out, and they don't really care if you like it or not. They've gone on record saying that.
that's cool, and I also like their game design attitude, where it's like we make a game first, and then all the rest of the themes and premise or whatever that's later. But we want to make sure a game's enjoyable at first. But my complaint is like, yeah, they got Capcom, and they're definitely gonna put out new F-Zero and new all this other stuff, right? Nintendo's done that, and so when they get Capcom, they're gonna make new Mega Man. It's like, well,
Not
I'm
correct.
worried. Yeah.
Put a Mario avatar in your Street Fighter, or vice versa.
I think you're all wrong. I'm pretty sure Tencent's going to buy Capcom.
That's what I was going to say.
And I'm pretty sure Tencent's going to buy SNK.
If they don't have it already, shit.
Yeah.
Shit, you know what that means? We're gonna have a
CBS3!
We're gonna have
CVS
a
3.
That's BC Chaos 2.
No,
You're all
Ah.
stupid.
You
It's
idiots are thinking
CVS
too
3
small.
in MOBA form.
No. We're gonna have Card Clash 3.
Yes! Oh, hell yeah.
That I'm down for.
See,
Card
I don't-
Fighters Clash is like one of the sickest card game related things I played.
It just did not get the push
even
right.
if we don't get that, you know what would be sick? What would be sick? All those mini games that were in Match of the Millennium. I don't know if any of you guys played that. Those mini games were sick.
Match of the Millennium.
That's the Millennium was so good.
Match of the Millennium was such an amazing game.
Are we talking about the Card Fighters? I mean, the Neo Geo Pocket version?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Game is so sick.
Oh, the Olympic Stadium shit. Yeah, hell yeah.
yes. See,
Dude. Fuck yeah.
that shit was good.
Obviously, when Tencent gets it, it's just going to be, League of Legends versus Street Fighter, and it'll be bad, and I'm going to cry. And it also won't be in.
I'd also like to point out that Match of the Millennium was the last time we saw Cotton in a fighting game.
But that was like a lot of good picks from both sides in that game.
Yeah. Granted, she wasn't the fighter, but she was in the game.
Yeah.
But no, that'd be cool. But I do think Tencent is probably going to absorb Capcom. Or SNK could just do it, and then SNK gets absorbed by Tencent.
No, you're thinking about it the wrong way. I don't think SNK can absorb Capcom.
SNK can't absorb the Doritos and the snack machine.
See,
down
we're
the
not, they're
hall.
not. You guys think SNK is going about it like the legal way now? They're past that.
Oh, so you mean to tell me SNK is going to be working with the Yakuza now?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, all right,
Why
never
wouldn't
mind.
they?
You're right. Hell Pockets is right.
SNK is going to go over to Capcom and be like, hey, let's talk about negotiations, maybe, release CBS 2 on, HD version, and, we'll make a new game, and then at the same time, they got, one of their guys just, going in, finding where all the stocks are, and just, grab as much as possible, just
Pulling
jumping
the papers
out.
out of the file cabinets and everything.
Look, we're the primary shareholders now, you can see.
It's like, hey, you guys voted to lower your defenses, and so we're here to take advantage, And then, hey, these are a lot of nice computers you got in here. It'd be a shame if somebody just came in here and hit them with a bat.
And obviously, what's really going to happen is you guys should really help me with my Kickstarter to become primary shareholder of Capcom. I only need several millions of dollars, maybe a couple billion. But, I think it'd be pretty cool. You could leave it in my hands.
Look,
Very
check it out.
trustworthy.
Stretch goals. He's going to release all those games that we have not seen in 20 or 30 years.
You still got to buy them, though.
If I was the primary shareholder of Capcom and I could tell you guys two things that would come out first.
Cadillacs
Schools
and
3.
dinosaurs.
Rival Schools 3 would be the first fighting game related thing that would come out.
And what's
Mega Man Legends 3. I'll guarantee you 3s. I'll do what Gabe can't.
What would be the
Are
other
you trying to
three?
tell me that Half-Life 3 is never coming out?
Oh,
Well, I mean, remember when Portal came out and Portal 2 came out almost immediately after, and people were complaining because Left 4 Dead 2 came out within a year of Left 4 Dead 1, and then Dota 2 appeared on the market. Where's our sequels to all of those, huh?
damn.
Why do you have
Yeah, we could be playing Dota 3 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
With all new characters like Blood Sniffer and Tide Blunter.
Oh, dude, Burger Flipper's the best character.
Tide Blunter, you're a moron. Good lord.
Smoking that seaweed.
No.
So
What?
did we talk about the World Cup?
We mentioned it.
We mentioned it, yeah.
Did we talk about how USA
A-okay?
all the way? All that
Look,
shit.
man,
Yeah, we did.
Everybody
We
else
covered
is
it.
free.
look here. I'll start rooting for USA after Mexico loses
Yeah,
to
because
Brazil.
look, here's the
If.
thing. Here's the thing. No.
If.
This is my thing. I don't like that. This is one of them chumps that's like, oh man, my team's gone. Now I got to jump on this bandwagon.
Oh, man. You
Get
mean
outta
like the Raiders fans?
Guys, I just want to say USA is going to do really great. I think they have quite a shot versus Portugal. And let me just bring up the fact, World War I, World War II, we beat the Germans. I'm just saying, guys.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so here from an honest standpoint, okay, Portugal, yes, there's a very good chance we can win that. USA can win that. The Germans, on the other hand,
Yeah, that's
That's
I
gonna-
think we're gonna lose to Germany.
yeah, okay, here's the thing. All we need to do is beat Portugal. We're good.
Yeah, if we beat Portugal, we automatically advance. We're fine.
That's all we need. And what Portugal lost by? What was it? It was 4-0.
something.
That German engineering.
Yeah.
4-0 to Portugal.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
what
Yeah,
the
what you're
fuck is
saying-
up with this World Cup being a series of ass blastings?
I know, man.
I don't know. It's really weird. Most of the games are 2 or more goal differential. That's totally different.
I think there's a lot of ref ball going on too, though.
Ref ball?
There's been some suspect calls, but there's been a fair amount of good reffing as well.
I don't know. I didn't see too many good calls in that American game.
It was okay. But
So you're telling me I should bet on America next game?
I would not advise you to bet at all.
I would bet 3
That was not the question.
cinnamon Jolly Ranchers.
I
on
will
America.
put 3 dinar on USA.
Oh shit, Tony, how much dinar do I have left? I gotta take this back.
Don't do it, man. It's risky business at this
You gotta go
point.
into my
It's like
savings for
the
this.
last World Cup, I made like $800 just betting on Thai games, and now I'm like, oh, I didn't bet on anything this time, and I saw the Netherlands game, and I was like, fuck, good
Has there
thing.
been any ties?
Nope.
1.
Yeah. Iran versus Nigeria.
Yeah.
That just happened today.
I don't watch that
I
shit.
was at work, fuck ass.
That doesn't excuse. You have the radio. You have the internet.
People listen to the
Radio?
radio?
Damn,
You
the
work.
radio?
You
What?
work
Damn.
on computers.
Gibby living
On
in the
a
50s over
computer.
here.
You got the AM stations.
Dude, this guy Gibby, he just heard World of Worlds last night.
That was an amazing compilation of
Fucking-
actors. I just want to say, okay, just the, oh my goodness, just the way they just performed Wells's work was so immaculate.
I'm
Sorry.
still.
Oh yeah. You know what? RJ brings up a good point. I think we need to start our World Cup Dota betting ring, where you can just bet Dota items.
I don't play Dota.
You're all done. We're
This is
done
some
here.
nerd shit. I was
Dude,
just
think
thinking
about compendium points for like winning a game. You know, betting right.
We're done here. This is the end of the show.
There was one more thing we had to talk about. And
How
I'm-
can I mention this dude Gibby wants me to listen to the radio? Like it's the year 2014. He wants me to just like sit next to a radio and have like the Univision announcer just tell me what's going on about how Ariaga passes to Ariaga 2 and Arugia comes in.
I'm quoting The Simpsons. We're done
It's a
here.
good line.
all right, well, there's one more thing, though. There's one more thing. And I just want to say that apparently at EVO there's going to be an exhibition of sorts between Wednesday night
East Coast,
fight
West
play-
Coast,
East Coast,
AKA.
West Coast.
LA versus New York.
Yeah, and
LA versus Smug because we don't have a Dudley.
I was just going to say that some people are asking how come there's no NorCal representatives, and I actually got to agree with somebody who I won't name on here for certain reasons, but he did say that NorCal scene's kind of dead, so, you know, there's your answer.
It was me.
All I would say is
me.
if NorCal wants to step up and fight next level or Wednesday night fights, I feel
They
like
should
they're
say
probably more than welcome to step up.
Talk some shit. I'll do it
Play
for
for
you.
spots.
LPN would body all of East Coast free. There, I said it.
But I think actually I'd like to talk a little bit more about that next week because I think there's a lot that will go into deciding the teams. Obviously, Henry and Watson will be deciding the teams. So
Okay.
it'll be interesting to see if they're setting up qualifiers for it or they're just going to handpick people. But we'll talk about that next week because we are out of time.
Oh, there's one thing I want to, two things technically I want to bring up.
All right.
One for all you baseball fans, Tony Gwynn Jr. died today. An amazing player who played for an irrelevant team in the San Diego Padres. Great player, great personality, great everything, blah blah blah. But more importantly, and I sound enthusiastic about this, but I'm not. Casey Kasem died, the voice of Shaggy and so many other voices from like the 70s and 80s cartoons. Great man, great everything, and this really upsets me. Does anyone out there, will you let me just punch you in the face just to release stress? Please.
I think Kelly's down.
We'll give you
No.
$1.
Hold on, let's double check. Kelly, are you down with Gibby punching you in the face?
No, I'll
I'm
punch
okay
you in the
with this.
face.
Yes, please punch
Huh.
Alex in the face. That will relieve all my stress.
Just like,
There you go.
All right. We good?
I
Yes.
think we're good. We're done.
Yes.
All right. Well, that covers this week's Super Desperation Radio. Thanks for... Hey, we had the whole cast here this week. That's amazing.
We did it, guys.
Alright.
See you all in a month.
Yep.
Yep, bye.
USA brings us all together.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Let's say all the way, baby.
So for everybody here at Super Desperation Radio, good night and good luck.